I'm definitely like an enigma to sort of YouTube as a whole.
100%.
The golden, when I say, it sounds really pretentious to say like, but I'll defend it. I'll just say this. The golden rule is like, if you don't upload content after 2 or 3 weeks, your channel is dead. And yet the kind of content I make still sticks around. There's other YouTubers like me that also do it this way. There's a guy called the Internet Historian who makes fantastic content, and he also takes like 4 months to 6 months to producing just one video, and people always come back to it. As long as you focus on the content being good, fuck everything else. I mean, I was given like lots of terrible advice that I never sort of listened to. I remember when I first started the channel, my mum's friend took me to see some contact that she had that didn't turn out to be anything, but the guy saying like, this has potential, but I think it has limits. I don't see this going any further than 10,000 subscribers because it's so niche. And I'm like, okay, fuck you then. And then and I carried on, doing what I wanted. So, and also, like, I remember back in 2015 and stuff, YouTube was definitely looked down upon. Like, it wasn't real sort of content. Now you have like people like, I don't know, you have celebrities having their own YouTube channels, like The Rock or Will Smith. Like, remember when he did that, like, that's hot. What was it, that YouTube anniversary thing they did like once a year?
That disliked video from back in the day.
I'm thinking like, YouTube is kind of like our thing. Why are these bloody celebrities like coming in onto our market? So.
Well, actually, I can point to this because again, I've alluded to him a couple of times, and sadly, because he's not come back, the counter arguments guy. He's an example of someone that quit and was fucking gone. I can't find any. I don't even know who he is, his name, face, whatever. But one of the videos he did was the Friday video. It's Friday. Like, it's like, why are we talking about this? Well, this was the pivotal moment where YouTube stopped becoming sort of crazy third-party content that no one took seriously to content that could be produced and be simultaneously produced and bad. And you go, that's to blame? You son of a bitch. But whether or not that's actually accurate is, but it was an interesting point, the fact that there was because you were 100% right. I got into YouTube not to do what everyone else was doing. I wanted to fulfill my own aspirations and creative outlets, not have it dictated to me by like kind of what you said, like, I don't know, it's not what everyone else is doing. Everyone else, that person's got a million subscribers. Maybe you should do it. Maybe you should look at what they're doing. You go, but they already do it. Do you watch 2 television shows that do the exact same thing? No, because they don't exist. There's a show that does it, and then there's a show that tries to do it and doesn't do it quite as well, and maybe has its fans. Actually, I can tell you, the Halcyon isn't just the name of my channel, it's the name of a historical television show that tried copying Downton Abbey, and it's got like 2 people that watch it. Okay, maybe it's got more than 2 people. For anyone who's a fan of the Halcyon, please don't come after me. In fact, subscribe and like.
Or both of you.
Or both of you. Now that I've made you both up. Anyway.
Yeah, people have completely forgotten, like, it's not worth, if you're trying to make content, don't try to appeal to everyone. Just if you appeal to a certain audience, then you will find that's the niche market. Like, that's how you'll get ahead. So
100%.
Find out what. Yeah, sorry.
No. So find it. I have this fucking habit. Shut up, Lorne. Future me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Like I'm sure I can't remember what I was going to say anyway. So feel free to cut this out.
Oh man, see, I do this all the time. I'm too eager. This is the problem. I have this. I hate guests I love talking to because I can't shut the fuck up. So let's because you have a life and things to do. So I have just one more question, if it's okay with yourself, which is
okay, sure.
And it's the big one. How are you going to continue for this for a foreseeable future? Or like a lot of other YouTubers, because you're not the only person who would say this if you did, are you starting to think, what's the exit strategy here? How can I parlay this into something else? Or is there something else that you're really desperate to do now that you've had an undeniably massive amount of success on YouTube as an established creator. You've done the podcast with Vikings, and I'm sure you've undertaken a number, and obviously your back catalogue on, with the gaming sites with the loading bar and a bunch of other things that you've done on Spill.
Yeah.
Like, you've done a lot, and you've done it to a really high standard and really well. So is there a temptation to do something? Do you have any aspirations to do anything beyond what you're currently doing?
Well, I could tell you sort of my immediate plans. Like, you'll be the first to know. Actually, my biggest complaint from people is that I don't produce content quick enough, or as much as they would like. Unfortunately, because I do everything sort of myself, I have an editor, and it's just really me and the editor. I research, write, and produce everything. So I've decided that I'm going to expand the History Buffs team. So I've hired writers to help me produce content.
Wow, really?
And, yep. So there's a backlog of videos that are waiting to be edited for the very first time ever in the channel. And my editor is just finishing Narco Season 2. Once that's finished, then I'm going to do an announcement saying, hey, I'm making changes to the channel. You guys have wanted more content more frequently. Well, it's coming. And basically, the plan moving forward is, whilst my new writers are writing their own scripts, when I'm not recording audio for theirs, I'm going to be writing one of my scripts. And then I can take as long as I want, stress-free, without worrying about pissing people off. So that's the plan. And actually, what I want to do from now on is I want to do bad movies again. I had such a laugh doing like Elizabeth, movies like that. Like, I want to do maybe Pompeii next. The terrible movie with Kit Harington. I thought that'd be kind of funny if I did that. So that's the plan for the foreseeable future. I'm just unfortunately in the calm before the battle. Right now, everyone on my channel has been waiting for months and months for the next Narcos review, which is coming. And then once that's uploaded, then a few weeks after that will be another video and then another video, and they're going to finally realize, oh, this is actually going to be a professional YouTube channel for a change. It's not just going to be Nick by himself anymore. So
that's absolutely fantastic. I can't, and congratulations, because that speaks to the idea that you're growing, you're evolving, you're progressing, and all of this other stuff. And again, I know it's maybe pandering a little bit, because it's what I want, not necessarily what an audience wants, but I can't tell you how much it fills me with joy that a channel like yours has persevered through so much bollocks. That a small creator like me, look, I can tank it because I'm not financially dependent on it, and the effort and time I expend, it's more for the fun, it's more for the joy. But you've had to tank it during a period where it could literally debilitate or crush your channel, not from a financial perspective, and even if you do survive the financial perspective, it's viewers, people who are being steered away to no, come on, watch this podcast about some twat from Disney talking about his sorry that he went to a Japanese forest and thought it would be a good idea to fucking film it.
I know. I try to stay away from drama as much as I can. I mean, luckily I don't leave my home that much, but so it's easy to do that. But I'll tell the truth. It does get frustrating at times, and you can feel a little burnt out doing the same thing over and over again for 7 years. And it just sort of, I did try to get a writer back in 2016, but they were so bad, the scripts, and I kind of just gave up. So fine, I'll just do it again myself, because they were writing like BuzzFeed sort of articles, where it with the language, that they would say lines like, "Am I right, folks?" Wink. I was like, I'm not going to be saying that. But this person doesn't understand what this channel is about. So over the past several months, I've been auditioning writers, going through as many as possible, seeing who can imitate or mimic the kind of scripts that I do. And I found 2 that finally have, and there's going to be more on the way. But the reason I'm expanding the channel just so to give History Buffs a new gust of life, so to speak. So fingers crossed that if that does well, people like the change. But to anyone who's worried, I'm not going to stop writing, suddenly writing my own stuff. You won't have to wait as long for a new piece of content. So
that's insane. Yeah. That's
and with any luck, they won't notice the difference. So unless they watch the credits. So
which is fair enough. And look, again, you cannot look. What are you supposed to do? Deal with the criticism, not deal with the criticism because of the realities of what it would take to deal with the criticism. Yeah. You're thinking about what's best for you and what's best for the audience,
Yeah.
and that's all you can do. So,
This,
right.
this is like my newest roll of the dice from when I started the channel all those years ago. So yeah, I'm starting something very big that's exciting, but also nerve-wracking at the same time. So fingers crossed it does well. So
There's no fingers crossed needed. It will do well because your content is fucking outstanding. There's no other word for it. It's produced to the highest quality. It's researched and presented as well as anyone could, and it's done with a passion and a creativity and an individuality that I wish more people would embody. And the fact that you're doing that in the face of a lot of other things is a source of endless inspiration and comfort to me as a producer of content that's trying to make its own way without falling into the trap of doing what everyone else is. So listen, man, keep going. If nothing else, that you give me hope. And yeah, I just can't
thanks
thank
so
you
much.
enough.
That's very kind of you to say.
It's the truth, but it's the truth, man. And I don't know what I will do without you one day because it will break my heart. So
No, don't worry. I'm not quitting anytime soon. So.
Well, because there's the thing, I'm hearing a lot of people talk about they're too old to do a lot of things these days, and when they say their age, I'm like, I'm your age. Don't you say you're fucking too old to do a goddamn thing. I'm 32, not 58. Okay, 32 is not old. It's not
No,
just
not
because
yet.
I remember when dial-up was a thing doesn't make me old. Okay,
Yes.
I'm just
You still
saying.
got the stench of 20s on you.
I
Well,
did.
I'm 35. I'm 35, motherfucker. I've got 5 more years until I'm 40. Now that's scary. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, just the fact that I know they're not a Korean boy brand doesn't make me. I remember VHS, and I remember when you had to rewind shit by hand. Doesn't make me old.